full year numbers that beat the highest estimates. Net income hit 401.3 million dinars. That's 1.3 billion US dollars and up 8.3% year on year. Analyst estimates were for 389 million dinars. Now joined on the line by NBK Group CEO, Deputy CEO rather, Shaikha Bahar. She joins us from Kuwait City. Shaikha, let's get straight to it. Give me a bit of a sense what the operating conditions were like in the last quarter and how that's likely to evolve going forward.
Hi, good morning, Yusuf. The performance was, to be frank with you, no surprise, as it is continuation to the trends we have seen throughout the year. From a financial point of view, the interest rate environment globally had a significant impact on us, as well as most banks in the region. Since our balance sheet and funding structure is well geared for higher interest rate, the rate cuts created some pressure on margins, and that's a key trend in 2019 that affected our profitability. We also witnessed some increase in the cost as we continue to invest in our future growth, as we continue to delivering our digital transformation strategy. So basically, I mean,
Shaikha, if I may just follow up on the profitability component. Do you expect lower provisioning then in the next few quarters to support that, to support profitability?
I believe this is a trend. Lower provision. Assets is, high quality. Basically, central bank did a great job over the past years, and all banks are well positioned to cut provisions to lower levels. So basically, the characteristic of growth and profitability is driven by diversification in NBK, not just to cut in the provision. To add to that, growth on both sides. In Islamic banking, our Islamic bank Bobian is doing great, as well as the contribution of our international network to the bottom line. It contributes by 30% to the group. So it's not just lower provision.
Of course. You talk about Bobian. Given that it's performing well, isn't it time to raise your stakes in that particular lender? What's holding that process up?
Yeah, very interesting point. Would love to have, the majority of, we basically have almost 60%, but this has to be approved by Central Bank of Kuwait, and the availability of the float and the stake in the market. So, we hope that we can get higher percentage and ownership in Bobian. It's really consistent growth. It's the bank of the youth. It's fastest growing bank in Kuwait. The focus on the digital banking. It's a very, very successful story in Bobian Bank.
The valuation of the National Bank of Kuwait, the stock, is at a historical high. What is going to be the catalyst for the next move higher? What's sort of thematically something you're excited about?
Well, the reason behind the growth in market is basically the MSCI activities, and we believe that soon markets will go through some corrections, but the stock price of NBK is driven by its performance mainly. As you know, NBK is the largest bank in Kuwait. It has a stability in its performance, stability in yield. The earning per share is stable, 35 fils for the last maybe 5-6 years. 5 fils as a bonus shares. So it's a combination of a clear strategy of the bank, strong performance, stable yield and return. But I would like to mention the main highlight of the last quarter of 2019, and it's a crucial conclusion that I take out from it is related to the recent issuance of $750 million AT1 perpetual securities that took place in November. This was a landmark transaction in many ways. It was the first of its kind from the GCC to be offered in both Reg S and 144A formats, and order book that peaked at $2.3 billion, 3.1 over subscription from more than 160 investors from US, from UK, Asia Pacific, and Europe and MENA. And the coupon, 4.5%. It's the lowest
that was,
out of the region for a Tier 1 capital security. Yeah. So we are very proud
major highlight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so congratulations again to a quarter that you are particularly happy with. Shaikha al-Bahar there, she's the Group CEO at the National Bank of Kuwait.